how to remove your scooter panels for repair. So you'll see this is an ongoing project. If you haven't caught up on the previous videos, the point of today is we're going to take all the panels off and prepare them for refurb. So basically a lot of scratches and stuff. So this is going to be possibly a two-part series because I spent this day slowly removing all the panels and checking what needs repairing. In the next episode, I'm going to basically look at how to remove scratches from plastic panels and how to repair tabs and cracks as well, because there are a few on these panels. So you'll see first I'm starting off with the front section on this 250cc scooter Yamaha X City, similar to the X Max from 2009. It's actually water cooled, so underneath the lights on the front panel they actually have a water reservoir, and that I think needs cleaning as well. So I'm going to do a flush and everything in a separate series. So I'm removing the front panel. I chose to take off the lights as well because this front panel of the lights actually needs quite a bit of work. There's quite a few scratches on it. So you'll see it's a case of using a Phillips screwdriver in this example and working your way around. Make sure you keep your screws safe. You deattach the indicator lights and the main lights, and then you've got your panels free. You'll see here, these are the scratches I'm talking about. They're quite deep, so I'm going to possibly sand them out and do a respray. It's a black color for this scooter. So now I'm taking the light out. It's normally a clip and you can see the lights are out as well. I might put some fancy halogen bulbs in there or LED lights, but I'll see how that goes further down the line. So here you can see there's a water reservoir and that's the panels that I've taken off. If you're following the series, you'll see there's a few more things I've done to this bike. So you can see that mudguard here is color coordinated, so I've taken that off as well. And there's a few side panels, lower side panels. I had to use a funny size now, so I've got this ratchet set, but because it's so high up I had to put like an adapter on it to get a 10mm converted down to that ratchet size. It's a bit of a nightmare, but I managed to get the panels off. There's a mix of Phillips screws, 10mm bolts, and these funny little tabs that you have to push in and take out, which weren't great, but that kind of got me working. I managed to get all the panels off in probably an hour, I reckon. There was probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's about 10 different sections that I took off. I've already taken off 3, which are the front light section, the front mudguard, and then there was a bit of a funny little mini section in between those. There's a side strip which is quite nice. It's like a silvery color but dull. So I'll see if I can rejig that or something, see what we can do with that. I might put LED lights in it to make it a bit funny. Here's a little flap that goes around the battery section. Again, it's held with Phillips. If a part does not move, try not to force it because there will be a hidden screw somewhere. You'll see in this example, there was actually one where I put the fuel into the bike. There's like a hidden Phillips underneath that, so I had to open that flap. I'm also showing the screws so it acts as a reminder for me when I put it all back together which screws are going where, because some are pointy, some are flat, some are bolts, some are Phillips, and it's like a bit tricky to keep a track of because they all fit in the same hole. So yeah, you'll see that one's like flat, the other two were pointy. And now here you'll see I was trying to see why isn't it moving, and then I took this other side off as well because the lower section can only come off when these strips are removed. So the far side, the silver strip, same as I did on this side, I've removed that. Most scooters will have these where they're basically screws hidden under panels and some are bolts. The footwells normally have big full-on bolts in them, so we'll get that later on. So now the seat you can see is off. I removed that and I've rejuvenated the seat as well. A nice leather seat with dual seating. This is a 250cc, so it'll carry 2 people nicely, pillion passenger. So the bike overall looks good, no rust spots or anything like that. It's a 10-year-old bike. So here you'll see underneath there's a screw. So I had to open the fuel cap and then remove that. And that was another plastic section. I'm going to see how I can make these non-dull anymore as well, because apparently if you use a heat gun you can do that. Okay, so the seat actually was held on by tie clips because the bracket looks like it's either broken or someone's done something with it previously. I've had it for 7-8 years, so it must have been a while ago before that, but I've always thought, oh, it's fine, I'll do that at some point. But now that obviously we've got more time to spend, here you can see, I'll show you what I mean. There, see that bracket there? It looks like someone's messed with it, and there's 2 holes there, but there's no bracket. So I might put a metal piece there and attach the seat with some bolts, but that'll be further down the line as we get through this project. You will see there's loads of little niggly things that need doing. but we'll take them step at a time. So for now is the bodywork. We'll take the seat off, and that gives you an example of how it fits and how it would work. The battery is there. I'm also keeping an eye on this new battery. It's been about a week and it hasn't discharged, which is good. Underneath the back of the tire, there's this additional guard where the heat, radiator is. So I'm working my way around. There's two more. See these? There's two more side panels which are like black color as well. So I've removed them. There's a few broken tabs. So there's a radiator. And you can see, I might have to see if I can fix that, because I know it's hard to get parts for this bike. There's already some broken pieces, which I discovered was from the side. And I remember, I think I dropped this in the snow one day when I was taking it out of the garage. So that one there was me. So I can get those parts back, because I know it is, after that it's been sitting in the garage. So I can try and plastic weld that back together. Underneath the footwells, these pads, you can actually get additional bolts to take the bottom section off. So basically taking off as many of the panels as I can do. I'm going to fix all the tabs, re-wash them, spray them, or find a way of making the plastic ones re-black again, because they're kind of funny dully color. And as your feet go over these quite a lot, it kind of, yeah, you know what I mean. So Max obviously keeping us company. Some of them were rusty, so I put some GT85 similar to WD40, let it sit for the bit, and then they managed to come out quite nicely. So the bolts in there as well, 10mm, and then there's that Phillips, you'll see there, it's come out now. And again, as I removed that panel, I discovered there's two big bolts, 17mm, so I had to get the ratchet out and remove those. So that is coming on nicely. We should be able to see everything below that, and I managed to locate the fuel tank as well, which is plastic. So I think I might take that tank out and do a full clean of the tank, because you know with tanks there's normally stuff in there. So there's a nice little panel at the bottom here as well, so we'll keep an eye on that. All the tabs seem to be intact, so that's a good thing. And there's a section for the left. Okay, so we're coming towards the close now. I think we've got all the panels off that I wanted to get off today. The rear ones I'm going to take off separately where it says X City. Again, remember I took the suspension out of this, so it's like really low. So I'm going to put that back in. Make sure you keep all your bolts and stuff safe. So I'll put them in the canister, ice cream, this thing. Keep them safe. And the parts are inside now. So the plastic ones I'm going to plastic eyes or whatever you call it, and then the painting ones need painting, so I'll move those into a safe area, wash them, primer them, and see what I decide to do there. But keep a close eye on the next episode. We've got a few more of these planned. It's basically rejuvenating my 250cc scooter, because scooters don't get the love these days. Everybody seems to be getting the classic bikes and restoring them. Why not do a scooter? See you on the next episode.